Hi everyone, it's Caitlin with Bonanza Volley here in Richmond, Virginia. Today I'm going to show you how to set up a Spectrum Classic outdoor volleyball net. Before we get into the step-by-step, let's take a look at the net while it's already set up to see what we're aiming for. Just as a note, this is a short court or a beach-sized court. A couple things to notice here. Again, this is a short court, so the pole stands a good 2 or 3 feet away from the edge of the court. Another thing to notice is the pole's pretty straight, and we've put the stakes in the ground with a little space between the pole and the stakes. If you're setting this up for a tournament, there probably will be another court on this side. So we try to leave enough space to be able to do a good setup for both nets, but just keep in mind if the space is limited, you probably don't want to go too much farther than like halfway to the next court. Looking at it from this angle as well, we also have some space between each of the stakes and some space from the pole to each stake, making that triangle to make it really stable. First thing you need to do is just eyeball where the pole is going to go. When I'm setting this up by myself, I like to just lay down the pole so that the top where the carabiner will clip is in line with the center of the court. So now we can just clip on the tethers and place our stakes in the ground. And now just do the same on the other side. Now we have both sides hammered down, so it's time to put up the poles. The first thing you want to do when you raise the pole is check that these are not crossed. All you have to do is unclip it, twist this around so that now you have one handle freely on each side, and then clip it back. Also check that the top tape of the net is pretty close to the top of the pole. Sometimes these clips go missing, but you don't really need them as long as you keep an eye on it as you tighten the net and just make sure that the net isn't slipping down the pole. Now we're going to pull out the bottom piece. We're looking for silver buttons. They just popped out here. For different net heights, this top set of holes is for women's height. The middle set is for co-ed height, which we don't really use at Bonanza. And the bottom set is for men's height. So for now, I'm just going to leave this at women's height. And I'm going to set the bottom of the pole a couple feet away from the edge of the court in line with the center mark. When you're setting up with one person, this will stay standing on its own pretty well while you go stand up the other side. You can have someone hold it here, but you don't necessarily need to. I usually just like to check and see if this pole is pretty straight. If you get it pretty straight, it's going to stand on its own while you raise the other side. So let's go do that. Both poles are now up. I'm just going to start tightening both sides. As you're tightening the net, if this pole is pretty slanted, you probably need to pull out the bottom of the pole. Pulling out the feet of the pole away from the court is also what gets your bottom tape to be tight. That's looking pretty good. If you start to see the bottom tape curling up a little bit, it probably means you pulled the poles too far away from the court, so you can adjust them inside a little bit more. That's all for the video. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope this was helpful.